Look at Nova's pants. So I'm here with Nova and she's wearing Alt's Capris.
Yes.
But that's not the point of the video. So we are here because the last video did so well and so many of you guys reached out to me and I was just like, let's dig deeper. And that's why Nova is here.
Yes, hey guys, like Kelsey said, I'm Nova and we are in this cute apartment today and we're just gonna dig deeper and talk and relax, and you guys are gonna join us.
Yes, so Nova is actually one of the girls that reached out to me about the video saying that she relates. So that's roundabout like what the video is going to be about.
Yeah.
The first question is, how did we connect? Do you want to tell the story or should I?
I think you should tell the story. You're such a good storyteller.
Okay, so it was 2021, which is crazy because that's like 5 years now.
5 years ago.
5 years, and this is like the first time that we're linking up.
Basically.
Which is...
We've always kind of seen each other out and about, but this is the first time that we're actually...
Also, you don't answer your phone.
I don't.
Are you a D&D warrior?
I am a D&D warrior through and through. And I will watch my phone ring. Like, I will watch it. I get anxious. I'm like, please don't call me.
You're admitting this
proudly. And sometimes in my head, I'll think I responded to you only to be like, why didn't this person get back to me?
I'm also like that.
And then I realized, actually, no, I'm the one who's wrong.
Yeah, what was it, 2021?
Yes.
And I needed a dress for my birthday.
Yes.
And Nova used to have a shop, which is called Shop Nova. And yeah, I needed a dress. She pulled through, and ever since we've been
we've been in each other's wavelength.
Yes, like
always
same
seeing
circles.
Each other out and about. And today's the first day we're actually linking up and hanging out. And am I wrong to say that it feels like we've done this plenty
like
of times?
it feels natural.
It
feels natural. It's just that there's a camera right there.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's how you. So yeah, I would say that's how we've always kind of known each other. And I think Cape Town's quite small too, so you're bound to run into the same faces. And but Kelsey's always been cool people. So love her down.
And you as well. Like I feel like every time that we engaged, it just felt natural. Like I remember once I saw you in the gallery.
Yes.
And you came up to me and you were like, caramel.
Like, hey.
You said caramel. And then I was like, wait, let me follow this girl on Instagram. And that's how
I did. That's true. I actually forgot about that. Yes, I did.
That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago.
A couple years ago.
Like I said, the last video did so well. So many girls saw that they relate. And I was just like, let's get into it, man. Because Nova and I started speaking about it and we related. Like we have similar backgrounds, I guess.
Yeah.
But I feel like similar but very different at the same time.
Yeah. I think we relate on an emotional level more than anything else. I mean, geographically, like they couldn't have been more distant. But I think it was mainly just on an emotional level, on a girlhood level. I literally, when I was listening to her, I got emotional because I was like, actually felt. And
I think that's exactly why I posted that video also, because like I know that the same way that I'm feeling, there's probably so many more girls that feel that exact same way, like from a small town, and you want more for yourself, and you know, you're trying to make it out.
You're trying to make it out and you're trying to leave the guilt behind. And it is such a big scary world out there, and I think that's why so many girlies were like, yes, because nobody really talks about that aspect. Everybody celebrates when you've become this confident, bold girl who's just going after her dreams, but nobody wants to talk about
where it comes from, where they come from.
Exactly.
It's so crazy that it's like that actually, because why are we not open to talking about those things?
Exactly. And
you
honestly,
said something the other day.
I was about to say. That's why when Kelsey and I were going back and forth, I was telling her that I think it has a lot to do with the fact that as girls, we've, especially in like the last couple of years, we've been like kind of led into this digital celebration of girlhood and like, oh, cute and girly pop. But it's like, a lot of us don't have that experience. That aesthetic version of girlhood that was so pink and colorful and bright and was not
everything's
our
perfect.
reality. And a lot of us have sort of been kind of like shamed into keeping that version of girlhood a secret because we want to participate in this popular culture of girlhood and like the celebration of being girls. But no, like we said, nobody really wants to talk about how lonely, scary, stressful and overwhelming it can be
or how it was like during your childhood, bro.
Exactly. So I think that's where that fear of just like when somebody comes out and speaks about it, it's like, oh my god, most girls feel relieved that somebody said something. Most girls are like, you know what, actually I'm so glad
that
somebody
said
something,
like somebody's saying it out loud.
Exactly.
Because you know, like posting that video actually was so vulnerable, and I say this to everyone that reaches out to me, like it was really so vulnerable, and like it took a lot for me to go out and post that because it's not easy to speak on things like that.
Honestly, Kelsey, I feel like what set your video apart was as much as you were touching on it and you were speaking about it, you were taking us through. You were showing us
my light switch.
You were showing us. And like, you know what really stuck with me though?
What?
Not even the light switch, was when you opened your wardrobe and you had all the little tippings. Right, like all the little names of your friends.
You also have a Hall of Fame.
It was so like, I was like, you know what? That is girlhood.
Yes.
That is girlhood. Like that is the version of girlhood we need to be talking about. You know, because that is in its rawest, purest form. It's just like cute, silly little girls.
Like I was what, 11 years old, writing all over my cupboard.
So to me, that's what actually spoke to me, because I was like, you were taking us like around your room, and it was just like, wow, like I got to like see it through your eyes.
Oh my god,
you know,
that makes me feel so good inside.
I think that's why it really resonated. I'm not going to speak for others, but for me it resonated with me because it was more than just a girl telling me about how she grew up. I mean, so many of us, you know, but it was the visual representation and like almost like the timeline of you, and also the contrast of seeing your little childhood scribbles and seeing you in the same.
And that's what I tried to convey. I don't think I did the best job, but I tried to convey that same message.
No, you killed it.
But that brings me to childhood. Like, what was your childhood like growing up?
I think for the most part I had a really good childhood. My parents worked very hard to give us a good life. I think especially my early childhood was great. But similar to you, once I reached my teenage years, things kind of shifted. My mom lost her job. My dad's business wasn't doing so well anymore, and so as a family we kind of had to regroup and think about what the future looked like. And for my younger brother and my sister by that time had already left to go be an au pair. And it was just basically me and my younger brother, and my parents moved to Pretoria to try and find greener pastures, and when that happened we stayed with family friends while my family was trying to find
their feet. That's a lot of adjusting.
So it was basically, I was in grade 8, so I had just turned 13. I had to take on this role of being a mom and sister.
Wait, so where did you guys move from?
So I was born in Johannesburg.
Okay.
I grew up in a little place in Johannesburg called Germiston.
Okay.
And it was when I was 14 that we moved to Pretoria. We stayed with a family friend while my parents were trying to situate themselves in Pretoria. And then once my mom got a job, my dad's business started picking up, we relocated.
That's a lot.
It was a huge culture shock. Coming from
course.
Johannesburg to moving to Pretoria. And not only that, we moved to a very Pretoria is extremely segregated. Pretoria reminds me a lot of Cape Town in that sense, because the communities are quite segregated. You've got different like you've got the colored communities, the white communities, so everybody's kind of like and so I ended up in an Afrikaans high school, which was a huge adjustment.
Of course.
And culturally it was an adjustment because I come from like a mixed African home, so going from that to where like my skin color is celebrated and like my difference is celebrated, to going to a school where everybody kind of looked one way. It was hectic. So that was a huge shock. But I mean, my childhood is like half of it was bright and fun and amazing, and the other half of it was was rooted in self-discovery, identity, navigating,
now you're trying
knowing
to fit
myself,
into a different crowd,
trying
also.
to fit in, never actually fitting in, and making peace with not fitting in. And that sort of sums up what I would say what my childhood was.
Okay, before you guys moved, right? Like your home, like what was that like?
Well, my home was,
like you said though, like your parents worked really hard to give you guys what you had, and your dad had a business, so you guys had to have been doing well.
We were doing very well when we lived in Johannesburg. Our house was always lively. We always had friends over. My mom always had her friends over. We were always, I had a birthday party every year.
Wow.
Everybody knew when Valentine's Day came around, it was Miriam's birthday party. Like that was how I would frame my early childhood. A very warm, loud home. Like there was a lot of love and a lot of joy to go around.
And then the shift.
Nobody talks about that shift that happens when you see your parents go from being these hospitable, outgoing, welcoming people to people who become critical, stressed, almost pessimistic too.
Oh no.
Everything is like the concern, the stress, the worry, and it really was a huge
It's actually crazy. It makes me think, you know, like you're saying, your dad's business, he was doing well at that time, and then something shifted. But surely for his business to have been doing well, like he had to have a certain mindset, and then that mindset just changed.
Yes. And you know what's crazy is that growing up, I always was like a daddy's girl, like always with my dad. And I was like, my dad could do no wrong in my eyes. And just taking me everywhere. And I think, you know, aside from like being a daddy's girl, I took so many of his character traits as well, like his boldness and like taking risks and being confident. Like I got that from him. And the crazy thing is that it was very celebrated when I was younger, but when I got into my teenage years, it now was something that became demonized. Like, why can't you just be focus on school? Why can't you just be, you know, it was kind of like, calm down, like
Can you give me an example?
I was very it's like Maddie knew who she was from a young age. Like I was always kind of like thinking about things deeper, going beyond the surface. I knew from a young age that I wanted to end up in a role where I was improving communities, and I knew what I wanted to be from a young age and study from a young age. And so I was always putting myself out there for different opportunities, whether it was like fellowships or being a part of different organizations at the time. And my family used to literally, why can't you just focus on school? Like, you don't have to do this. Like, you keep putting yourself in all these things. Who's going to take you to these things? It was always kind of like punishing me for having dreams and ambitions and just not being satisfied with this comfortable life and routine that I had. And I think the reason why I was seeking belonging outside was because of how odd I felt at school and how out of place I felt at home.
Okay, so you were trying to find your people.
I was trying to find my people, and in doing that, it kind of like left a hole in my family life, because it's like, but why can't you just be satisfied with what we've created? And it's like, it's not enough for me because I don't feel like I belong here, you know? So that was kind of like the shift that happened in my dad's personality, is that you always encouraged me as a kid, and now you're punishing me for the exact same thing. That it's obviously just matured now. You know?
I think what might have happened with your dad is like, he took risks and he did what he had to do, and maybe he felt like he was doing that and he still failed, and now it's like his fear was projected onto you, and that's not necessarily like a bad thing, but it's like they're trying to protect you. This is unrelated, but people that know you won't support you because they're too connected to who you were,
who you
your
were,
past.
who they've kind of
Yes.
created you to be in their mind,
Yes.
and what they're able to digest.
So as soon as you come with this new idea, they're
It's
just
like,
like,
whoa.
what is all this? Please, like, go back into what I know. Like,
Yeah.
yo, it's scary.
It is scary.
It's scary because
It is scary.
you want to do better, you know?
And why would wanting to do better not be celebrated?
Like,
Why would it not be encouraged? That is where things get tricky.
where I'm from, right?
Yeah.
In my household, ambition isn't really cultivated in a sense. Dreaming isn't cultivated. Like goal setting even is not like a thing. To the people at home, it's just get a job, work that job,
Make
and
money, get
yes.
comfortable, have a family.
What do you mean? There's so much more
To life. And
Dude.
to existing. And to womanhood.
They know where we are from. I'm like, I need to go to freaking Paris. I need to see all these places. Like, I cannot spend my whole life in this one Cape Town. What am I doing in the
What
north?
are you doing there? What are you ever going to achieve there? And it was the same for me. I mean, I knew that at 17, I knew if I don't get out of here, and the one way that was acceptable was to go to university elsewhere.
Yeah.
I was like, if I
You
don't
made
take
it
this
happen.
opportunity with both hands, I'll never get the chance. And the funny thing is that I always used to joke with my mom and I fought a lot when I was a teenager, and I would tell her, when I'm 17, I'm leaving and I'm not coming back. And she was like, yeah,
I
we'll
respect
see.
it.
And that's exactly
And it
what happened.
And now when your mom, when you guys speak
And
about
now
it, now
we laugh
she's
about
proud
it.
of you
And
now.
she's
Yes,
like,
of
you
course.
know what? That's my child. Like, that's one child that she said she's gonna do something and she's gonna do it. You know?
When you've made it, or when you've made it, then they celebrate you.
Yeah.
But when you were trying to do all these things, and they're like, no, like,
yeah.
trying to box
And
you.
would you say, I think colored culture plays an aspect into it as well, because I know
But your mom's colored.
Yes, we
Okay.
have that in common. Both
Okay.
our you're colored, my mom is colored.
Yeah.
And I think there's a huge significance put on like the 21st key and the 21st
You
year
know,
and the
with that
and the
with
whole
that,
thing.
I say don't even try
And
it. I don't
never
care for
had
all
a
that.
21st. I
I
didn't
don't-
get a key.
Yeah.
Because I was like I was the direct opposite of what you want to give your 21st.
Wait,
and
so you
why
had
you-
older siblings who got the key?
My sister got the key, my younger brother got the key, but the middle child didn't get the key.
Did you want it?
No.
Okay.
I didn't care
Okay.
for the key.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was such a sore spot for my mom, because
It's
I mean,
such
that's
a
every
like rite of passage or something.
you know, that's every mom's dream, is to give her child's key and tell you.
Like, please.
But it just didn't happen for me.
And then it just sits there and
And
collects
it
dust.
just didn't happen for me. I told my mom I don't want the key, and I think genuinely that is just a representation of what we're speaking about, is that there are doors that have been locked, and we've been told all our lives that these are the ways to open those doors. But what if we just smash those doors and
It's
walked right
so
through them?
like full circle, actually.
You know what I mean? What if we
that's
just kicked it open and
goosebumps.
walked through it?
Yes.
Why do I have to wait for you to give me a key to my future when I can just create the
Oh
future I
my
want?
God, Nova. Bro,
Like
crazy. That key is so like metaphoric.
and symbolic.
Yeah.
Telling you that you've earned the right to your future.
No.
But it was mine to begin
Yes.
with. It was always mine. And it was always gonna be mine.
You know, I feel like you've been sitting on these thoughts and you just wanted this platform to.
Thank you for the platform. I love it here. I'll be
the
back
way-
next week.
The way you. The way you're just rolling and you're hitting me with one-liners and you know.
Crazy.
Girl, what about like a dream that you might have had that felt like it was too big for the people that were around you, or unrealistic for them, to them?
I think honestly, leaving Pretoria was unrealistic to a lot of people. Even in my high school, there was when I said I was going to the University of Cape Town, everybody was like, "What? How?" You know, it was just so nobody ever thought that was even a thought. So even just that, it was crazy. Like, I remember when we were doing our 40 days as matrics, and they were all asking us what our plans, and I said, no, I'm going to Cape Town, and everyone was like, what? Like, who are you? Like, how are you gonna do that? How's it gonna happen?
Yeah.
So even that was like something that nobody believed I could do, and I think that just motivated me to make sure that I do this. And
Do people ever reach out to you?
They do.
What do they say?
They do. And you know what's so crazy? I was such a nerd. And I know that's not hard to believe. I was such a nerd. I give nerd.
But you're like a hot nerd.
I was the biggest nerd. Like, I was the girl that everybody asked for my book to like get the notes and stuff.
Get the homework.
So it was like, I'm gonna leave you guys. I'm out of here.
And you made it happen.
I'm never gonna look back. And now they're like, oh my gosh, have you seen? Like, look at her. She doesn't even look like. And it's like,
well, what did you think was gonna happen? I had so many things that I wanted to do. Like, I remember I was in primary school talking about being an air hostess. And I feel like, to me, that at that time, that was a big dream, because I was gonna be like in all these other countries. And then, I don't know, it just never came to be. And then I went for an interview and that didn't work out. But now I'm glad that didn't work out, because I figured it out, or I'm figuring it out.
I love that you said that you're glad that it didn't work, because I feel like we need to like start finding joy in the things that don't work out, and realizing that like if experience is your goal, nothing will ever be
like
a loss or
it's
a failure.
okay to fail. It's okay to fail. You have to fail to get to a certain point, because if you haven't failed at something, it means that you're not doing anything, you know,
anything worthwhile at
so
least.
Crazy. And that's really a mindset that you have to tap into. Like, you can say these things, but like you actually have to have that.
It has to become a learned behavior. Like, you actively have to like almost like slap yourself anytime you want to say something degrading about yourself because you didn't reach a certain goal or like reach a certain milestone. Like, you literally have to tell yourself like, no, like,
this is just a step in the right direction,
you know. This is really just a step, and that's all it has to be.
Like, when I started alt, actually I was so scared that nobody was gonna buy, and for a while when I started, nobody was buying, and then somebody buys and I post about them buying, and then from there it's just like a
just kind of spiral and skyrocket, and you're like, it's happening.
Something that made you feel stuck or small?
Girl, something that made me feel stuck or small, expectations. I think
like from your parents?
From my parents. My parents had extremely high expectations of me. I think also because my sister left when I was quite young, there was a gap in the home, and so I played a lot of roles, and I think they just had so many expectations and so many, like, I think because I was a kid that always kind of knew what I wanted, they held me to those things and didn't really give me any room to change my mind. I wanted to be a lawyer.
You wanted to be so many things, right?
Host. I wanted to be a humanitarian. I wanted to be
that.
And it was like, at some point they started holding me accountable to things and not allowing me to change my mind.
You did say this.
And I think that played a role. I think that's the thing that made me feel stuck, which was one of the reasons why I was like, I need to leave. I need to leave. I need to be around other people. I need to be around not just people, I need to be around brave people. I need to be around fearless people. Like,
and you know, like that thing, like the minute you are around certain types of people, everything
shifts.
Bro.
Questions that you could have had for years, you'll just tell, and they'll be like, no. That, like, ABC, XYZ, and
what
you're like, what?
Mean?
Yes. That changes
so crazy.
everything.
Something that made me feel small, stuck, I think it's just the small town thing. Like, I've never dated anyone from where I'm from.
Neither have
and I have no interest in ever doing that.
Neither do I.
I don't even mingle with like my neighbors. They like I try not to. Like if you see me outside in my neighborhood, it's a surprise to you. Like everyone's like, is that Kelsey? Like, you know, like I'm not outside like that on that side. But here in town, everywhere. I want to be everywhere.
Out in the streets. Doing her thing.
I love Cape Town.
See Kelsey in a heel. Prancing around.
Literally. Just the small town thing. And I think also like the mindsets of the people that I was around. Like the people that I'm around now are so different to the people from back there. Like people at home are just small-minded. And I say that with so much
respect and love and care, but it is like limited. Like just kind of like one direction. Like there's like
not
tunnel vision.
Yes. Like get a job, work that job for the rest of your life, settle, you know, like do what you need to do. But not like open like to just possibilities, you know. Like when I wanted to do the air hostessing, I told my mom, I'm gonna apply and I might live in Dubai one day. She's like, don't do that. You'll get hurt. Crazy things happen to girls that travel, and this is true. But it's like that might not be my reality, you know. And
how will you know if you've never tried?
If I don't try, exactly. Yeah, but small mindsets.
You know what's crazy to me is like we come from complete opposite ends, but it's the same story.
Yeah,
it's like
it's the same story in different fonts.
In different fonts.
Yeah.
Like that's why whenever you see a colored person who's made it, you need to know that they fought more than just
they were crawling.
They crawled their way out of
yeah.
a system that it can swallow you whole if you don't see more.
When did you realize life was changing?
When I learned how to trust myself more and to not always ask other people what they think I should do.
That's such a good answer.
That
You're
was
like
when because I feel like sometimes when you ask people for advice, it can be quite innocent, but it's also because you don't always trust yourself enough, or you feel like there's opportunity for somebody to change your mind. And so when I stopped asking
and this
people,
is in little things,
hey, like
what do I wear,
what do like, you know, and I was just like, no man, I'm gonna do what I want, wear what I want.
You're doubting yourself, your own capabilities, like
to make choices,
make it myself,
and to stick by your choices. So I think for me it was when I stopped doubting myself, I made decisions, I stuck by those decisions, I defended those decisions, and then life got better. Like I've done a lot of hard work to go from being a chronic people pleaser.
Yeah,
like I
think everyone to some capacity has that issue.
Chronic people pleaser.
Same.
Like
I
hated it, and I had to like tell myself, like, listen, like, you know how they say good girls don't get the corner office. Like, if you want the life of your dreams, you're gonna have to get used to being the bad guy sometimes, and doing the bad things sometimes,
and that means setting boundaries. And people don't like boundaries.
Boundaries, and they hate women who have boundaries. Wake that up. Wake that tea up.
I was actually speaking to my man about this. I was like, setting a boundary is actually on me. Like, how did I allow it to get to that point that I now have to set a boundary? Because usually, like, you are allowing something to happen for such a long period of time, and then you say something, and now it's like this person thinks that you're switching up on them,
but it's like that should have never been allowed to happen in the first place. And that's like, you have to check yourself too.
You have to be strict with yourself
and hold yourself accountable the way you want to hold other people accountable. And for you, when did it feel like life was changing?
I don't even know. I think just as soon as I started hanging out in places that weren't home. Actually in high school. So I went to Oudemolin. I don't know if you know where that is. It's in Pinelands, and it was the first time that I moved away from home. I didn't move away from home, but I was like away from home for school, right? I was around different types of people. So like, you know, like little things, like I would be speaking to someone at school and I would say, you mustn't do that, and then they'd be like, mustn't? And then I'm like, oh, sorry, mustn't. You mustn't do that. And then I'm like, trying to switch how I'm speaking now. Like, I'm behaving differently, and that's when, like, it's like I came into who I am, and then from there, it's like I've just been shaped. Yeah, and I'm grateful for that. And the fact that my parents were able to do that for me, like I actually got better education than my older sisters.
Genuinely, we can hold our parents accountable for the things that we feel they've done wrong, but at the end of the day, they're living life for the first time too, and sometimes they did the best they could do with the little that they had, and in the places where we can find joy and happiness, we should always try to find that joy and happiness, because it's like, it's few and far between, and you know,
like what you're saying, it's their first time as well, and we have to really like remember, like, it's their first time as well, because it's not easy, man. Like, the same way that we are going through life's hardships, they were too, and they did the best that they knew to do.
But it's like, geez, guys.
Yeah, like, come on. You could have tried a little harder than that.
Like, and sometimes I feel like they didn't even realize the kind of environments they were creating.
Yes. I think we are more like susceptible to it now.
Yes.
Like, we're more woke. I don't know if I can say that really. Yeah. But like, we are aware of more now, I guess. Like, you know, with parenting, for example, like parents do this gentle parenting now because they are aware of how they are received or how they were received from their parents,
and how that can shape their children.
But this brings me to the next question: is what made like leaving more difficult for you?
Fear. Fear. And it's crazy because you would think that you want to leave so bad because there's a whole world outside, but you're scared to leave so bad because there's a whole world outside. Like, the same thing that motivated me to leave is the same thing that scared me.
It's so crazy.
Which is wild. And it just shows you how like deep and layered it actually is. Because for something to scare you, but it be your main reason why is insane. Because that's like black and white.
It's actually beautiful in some sense.
It's like that's life at its core, is that life is going to do that. Life is going to scare you, but the fear is going to motivate you.
It's gonna carry you to do all the things that you need to do. Yeah. When I feel like I've been leveling up, like what made that a little more difficult for me is myself, in a sense. Like, I'm getting in my own way, and then also like,
I feel like you struggle with imposter syndrome sometimes.
Oh my god, that's a big one actually, because sometimes you'll find yourself in a space and maybe you'll feel like, should I even be here? Do I deserve to be here? Like, things like that cross your mind, and then you're like, whoa,
and it's crazy because the world will do a good job at doing that to you. You don't have to do that to yourself. Like,
just stays at camera.
Like, bro, walk outside, there'll be 1,000 people who can tell you everything they think is wrong with you. You don't have to do that to yourself.
I swear. Like, you don't even have to walk outside. Just look on your phone.
Just look on your phone. Look on, exactly. Just do that. Just do something that people think you shouldn't be doing, and watch that. Like, watch how they come out of the woodwork to tell you how they think that you're terrible, whatever. So you don't need to do that to yourself. Like, really.
It's actually scary, you know, because you have to be a strong person to get past all that. Actually, something that I think of is, I was shopping with a friend this one time, right? And we go into the store, and the store is expensive, right? So she tries on a dress, knowing that she doesn't have the cash to buy this dress. But now as she's taking the dress off, she's struggling because her arm isn't getting through. And I'm thinking like, shit, like what if she breaks this dress? And then we have to, you know? And then she manages to get out of the dress, and then like we continue, whatever. And then as we're walking past this like Chanel store thing, she stops and she wants to smell the perfume. And I'm just thinking like, why are you doing this? You don't have the money for this. And then I go home and I'm thinking about it more and more, and her and I even spoke about it, and I was just like, why did you try the dress on? Why did you smell the perfume knowing that you can't afford this? And she was just like, one day I'll be able to afford it. One day, like, you know, like, you need to.
That's really special.
And that was just my imposter telling me like, why, what is necessary for me to, you know? And it runs deep.
That's very crazy.
It runs
like,
deep.
and you know what? Thank you for telling that story, because I think that, jeez, like that's heavy.
It's deep. It's deep. Because I wouldn't allow myself the small pleasure of just smelling the perfume
and imagining and just being whimsical in that way.
Yeah.
Like believing that one day I cannot just have this, I can have all of this.
I actually need to apologize to that friend because I was judging her.
I'm sorry. I get it now.
I need to speak to her, bro.
No, because that's really special. And if anything, like when did we lose? When did we lose? Like, we're losing recipes.
The woman,
like,
you know.
When did we lose it? And just like, you know, as a kid, even if you knew your mom wasn't gonna buy you that toy, it didn't stop you from like going and running around and
figuring it out.
And it's like,
but life
steals your joy. Like, life can steal those little joys, eh?
What about like a moment that said I can't go back? When I felt like I cannot go back is when like you get used to a certain type of environment that can be physical, emotional, mental environments, and then you go back home and then it's like a complete shift. Like now I'm around people who are closed-minded. Now I'm around a neighborhood where people are shooting, or I'm around I don't know, anything, you know, and I'm used to being around this beautiful neighborhood where people are dreaming, and I'm just like, whoa, like I come back home and I'm like, I need to get out of here.
I'm gonna piggyback off of your answer and say that I think for me, when I realized I couldn't go back was when I started my business, because I started it completely on my own, having no knowledge whatsoever of anything. And I think when I realized I can't go back was I did this thing and it wasn't perfect and it wasn't smooth and it wasn't systematic, but I did this thing and I did it alone. And so it's like, it scared me, like you said, it like when you started out and you're posting and it's like everyone's just like, oh, there she goes again, posting this thing again, and it's like, but then you get your first customer and you get your first 10 and then you get your first good chunk of orders, and it's like, I did this. So now it's like nothing will ever give me, like nothing will ever beat that. Like I did this. And even though like that business is not in business anymore, it's just always gonna be like the thing I show off about the most in my life, because I remember the time I was at and how like lost I was, and just knowing that I have a goal and I have a life I see for myself, and I want to be able to do that. And at the time, like, it was just like we were just getting out of COVID, and people, like, I think COVID did something to a lot of people in the sense that we realized like there's no time to play with your dreams, and you've got to go for it, because at any moment life can change. And when I did that, like, I came back to Cape Town after COVID and being home with my family, stuck in a house for months. I was like, no, like, I started that business and it was like, I'm not going back. That was when everything changed, because then, like, even my parents, my family started understanding that this girl is gonna do what this girl is gonna do, and if we wanna see her do it, then we gotta support her, because if not, she's gonna do it anyway. You know
what's crazy? That actually just reminded me of something that I heard my dad say once. I was in my room and he's like speaking to my mom in the lounge, but our house is small, so I can hear what they were talking about, and he goes, this is when I was telling them that I'm gonna apply to be an air hostess, and he says, one thing my Kelsey, she's gonna do what she puts her mind to, and I loved hearing that. He wasn't even saying it to me, but like hearing him say that, like thinking that way of me. Yes, please.
Think that way of me. Challenge me to challenge myself.
Yes.
Like, you know.
That's why right now we can be in the places that we are and the people that we are now versus back then, like who we were back then. Like, I remember in high school, I had fake confidence, man. Like, my confidence was so fake, but it was loud too, and that's how I know it was fake. Like, confidence is not loud.
It's not loud at all.
Confidence is quiet. And
but you know what's so crazy is that, like, a girl like me, if we went to the same high school, a girl like me would look at you and be like, wow. Like,
see, that's the thing about it.
I had no confidence.
So you were a quiet girl?
I was quiet, I was shy, I was gullible, I was desperate to just feel like somebody like understood.
Do you know what's crazy is that me as the loud, confident girl was feeling those exact same things.
Yeah.
And this is everyone's reality.
Everybody at some stage in your life. We both took different journeys in high school, but ended up at the same place. Yeah.
Look at us, like we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
And now I know that younger me would look at me and be like, she's cool. I like her.
Yes.
Younger me would be
and
like, I love this
That's the
lady.
most important part actually, is that younger me is going to look at myself and be like, she did that.
She did that and she's cool and
she's
I like her.
She's in the apartment in the city and she's just doing
her thing. I love her.
I love that.
To me, like that is what I live for. It's like doing things that younger me is gonna be like, yes, you did that.
You know, I used to take taxi from home to college. As I'm driving, like I see all these apartments along the road, and then I'd see like a girl, let's say, walking past the window, be like, I'm gonna be like that one day. And I am, and that, you know,
and you will be.
You know, I used to think like ladies carrying a bag, like the handbags, I used to think that was peak grown adult.
Yes.
And now I'm that girl.
And you're that girl now.
Yes. And that's so small, but it's so big too.
Everything.
Yes.
And I feel like if all of us just lived our lives make our younger selves happy, we would have won anyway.
Yes.
Because that's what really matters. Like in everything that you do, think about that little girl and think about all the times that she couldn't say what she thought, she couldn't be herself, she was made fun of, or she couldn't be her quirky, kooky self, and do it for her. Because that is what matters.
I think because we are so confident now, and it's like real confidence, it comes easier to just be.
Yeah.
But what do you feel like is still difficult for you to do?
I think for me, confidence is, like you said, it's easier now, but I've realized that confidence comes at a cost. It has a cost. It's quite a costly thing to have.
It is.
Because the more confidence you have to put yourself out there and to share yourself, is the more you are susceptible and sensitive to a lot of things.
Like just posting on TikTok, you can be criticized easily.
And you could think that what you were doing was the coolest thing ever. And now because one person said, oh, that sucks, now it's like, oh my god, now you know. So it's like, I feel like it's beautiful to be confident, but it is a scary, scary thing.
I'm lucky enough to not have experienced any crazy situation like that where I'm hated on or whatever. And God forbid it ever happens. But we're putting ourselves out there. Even this right now, we're putting ourselves out there, and this can be received any type of way. And that's what you're saying, like the confidence comes at a cost.
Because it's like you can control what you feel and what you want to put out there, but you cannot control how someone's going to receive it. I mean, I can sit here and say, oh, I love oranges. Someone will be like, yeah, but why don't you like apples? It's like, I didn't say I don't like
They'll
apples.
have a problem with
just
anything.
Like you need to, like you said, that confidence cannot be fake, because it has to come from within to the point where you are like not shaken about anything that anyone is going to say, because you know why you did that thing, and you know the reason that you wanted that to be out there, you know? Because people are going to talk, and it comes at a cost, and
that's the thing,
it can hurt you, but you have to
going to say something.
They're
always going to say something, and you have to keep that mentality as you are doing what you do. Whether it's online, offline, people are going to speak. What still feels hard? I'm sliding these questions in there very creatively.
Like you're giving
very creative
interview. Interview queen, and I love it.
I don't even know what feels hard for me still. I think going back home though. Going back home is hard. Like when I made that last video, I was supposed to go home, and I think at the end of the video you saw that I was in town again, and I said in that video, I'm going home today. I did not go home. I did not go home. It's hard.
It's very hard.
It's hard. I wanted to ask you about guilt. About like family life and all of that. Do you have?
I do have guilt. I mean, I think especially a couple years ago I carried a lot of guilt because there was a period of time where my family and I were kind of distanced for a while, just because of decisions I made and believing that I needed to do this. And so I did feel guilt. I mean, I missed quite a few things, but I missed a lot of things. And I think that now the guilt has taken shape in the form of I want to reciprocate what I'm getting from my family, because I think that now I'm in a space where they get it now, like they understand it now and they're encouraging it now. And so now I'm in a space of I want to reciprocate that. I want to give you the support that I wish I got, and not feel any kind of way about it. I just wanted to
beautiful place to be,
you know.
That's
and I
a
think it's
beautiful
a
place to be
huge place. I thank God for older sisters sometimes, because it's like they are like the number one people who want to protect you and keep you safe, and they don't always get it right, but their intentions are always pure.
They pave the way.
They pave the way. And sometimes it's like now with my older sister, I want to give her everything, because I know that the little she had, like the little emotional space she had, she gave it to me. So that's why I feel like now that guilt, it's
that's heartwarming. That's really heartwarming.
We couldn't get the first couple years right, let's get the last, like the remaining years right. Let's do the race.
Do you know
right,
what? I think you're actually changing my perspective right now. I feel guilty sometimes, like the survivor's guilt. And then I go home and I'm like, you're not trying to help yourself, so why should I help you? So I have that mentality, but you're choosing not to do that.
I just choose not to. I held space for that feeling for so many years, and I get why you do that, because it is instinctual to do that, because at the end of the day, like, you just want to protect yourself.
But this is now the second time that we are trying to record this segment of the video. I use the word segment.
Period. Look at you.
And it came naturally to me too. We lost a lot of footage because the phone died. We don't have a camera yet. We're working to get to that point. But the question was, what feels surreal? And I didn't really have much of an answer, but Nova's answer was insane.
Basically what we were touching on was just seeing how many women are killing it, and how many women are out there doing the most inspiring, amazing, groundbreaking thing. And Kelsey touched on a point, which was, as much as there are so many of us who can see something and be inspired by it and think like, oh my God, now I can do it, there are some of us who can feel that it's so far away, and it's like, how is that going to be possible for me? How am I going to be able to do that? And we were just talking about how, you know, whenever you have a deep desire for something and you feel like it's so far away from you, it's because your higher self already has that thing. That is why it feels like it almost hurts you that you don't have it yet, because there's a part of you, a higher self, that has it, that is waiting for you to meet her where she's at. So it's like, sometimes when you see women doing inspiring things and things that you feel are so far away from you, look at it and be like, you know what, I can have that too, I can do that too. Like, there's a girl who's watching Kelsey's channel now, and she's like, wow, I can do that too. And that's like, it's just like a mindset change that needs to happen, especially as young women. There's so many surreal moments, but if we don't look at them for what they are, we're gonna miss them. And so just like, always remember that, like, you can have anything that you want in this life, and you can achieve anything that you want, but you have to believe that you can have it, and you can want it, and you can achieve it. Like, that's just as important as
like
wishing for
we need to stop the whole thing of scrolling on our phones and, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, I want this, I want that. Just go for it. Literally, like, and it's really just about starting. Like, I was telling myself this morning, just start. Do what you want to do. Like, sitting back and thinking about it some more and waiting until you have the right, like don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
Honestly, like, you know, I read something the other day, was like, you don't have to be perfect to start, but you have to start to be perfect. Like, you have to start it and then fix it later. Like, you don't have
look at this setup right now, right? Like, we're just rough, just like sat down on the couch
talking.
My shoes are on the floor. I don't know if you can see those, but like, this is imperfect, right? And later on, it could be a full like setup.
Yes.
That's gonna be Nova's talk show. Like,
period. I already told her that when I started, she's gonna be my first.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but maybe we'll talk about this moment right here,
Yes.
and that will be surreal.
that thing.
That will be surreal.
Yes. You're gonna use this clip in that
I am. How did you know? I am.
Perfect.
How cinematic would that be,
Bro?
Like that's such a full circle.
And see,
moment.
this is how you have to be delusional. Like
Yes.
the way we are just feeding into that,
Yes.
it can come to
Yes.
life. It
Yes.
will come to life.
Yes.
We're just dreaming right now.
Yeah.
And that's like, I think that may be surreal for me, because I never used to dream. I never even used to set goals, which is so, like, I'm not proud of admitting that, but I wasn't very goal driven, and something in me just switched like when I started getting away from home. And now I feel like I do set goals, and I am delusional, and I'm proud of that. Like,
all I'm gonna say is that never ever ever trick yourself out of your spot. Like,
Yes.
don't ever talk yourself out of something. If it means walking into the shop with the expensive fragrances and you don't have the money now, but you'll have it one day, like, that's the story Kelsey was telling. Like, you can have anything, but just never, like, don't participate in like limiting yourself.
Yeah.
Because we were saying the world is going to do that for you, so you don't need to participate in that as well, you know.
like imposter syndrome really will hold you back.
Yeah.
When I think about it now, I can have a Chanel perfume.
Yeah.
I can try on an expensive dress and maybe even buy it. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Back then I was like, this dress is so expensive, please get out of it. Like, you're gonna break it and then we're gonna have to pay for it and we don't have the money. Like, a limited mindset. Like, now I just want to have abundance. Like,
Yes.
abundance mindset all through. Like,
Yes.
just abundance.
Yes.
It's very difficult to have that mentality when you are at home though.
It is.
So going home now, what is that like for you?
Better than it used to be. Changing the narrative, reshaping my thoughts about home. That feeling of shrinking and kind of like morphing into this side character, it'll always be there. I don't think I'll ever get to a point where it's not going to be there. But I think what I've just decided to do now is to accept what I can't change, to accept what is, and to learn how to meet people where they are. And it's not my burden to carry anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just, you know, I just want to enjoy the moments I have with my family.
Yeah.
Relate with them how I can, share ideas with them, share memories and joys and things with them, but also understand that at the end of the day, I'm grateful for the privilege and the opportunity to have created a life for myself.
Yeah.
And I get to return to that life, and no matter what happens here, I can return to the sanctuary I created. It does get to me sometimes. Like, sometimes I'm home and I'm just like, oh, like, how do you still think that way? Like, why are you so like,
Yeah.
like,
It's painful.
you know? And it's like,
painful.
it could be so different for you, but I
Yes.
have to understand that that's not my load to carry.
Yeah.
And I can disconnect from this and go back to my life, and thank God for that. Like,
Yeah.
thank the universe for that, because there are good aspects. I get a lot of love. I go home and I come back, you know, my mom will make me all my favorite meals. My dad will sit with me and we'll
It's
discuss.
so different how they are now.
And it's
right?
like, you know, and it's like I have to find the joy in that and reciprocate that.
Yeah.
And not focus so much on like what I wish and what we would have, we could have, we should
You're
have.
actually changing my mindset,
know?
because usually when I go home, I'm like, ugh, I'm home again, and it's like I'm in my room and I'm demotivated and I'm just like, I don't want to be here. But now I think going forward, I will also reciprocate, because when I do go home, my parents are happy to have me at home. Like, they see me so little that when they do see me, parents who are not affectionate at all, they want to hug me. Like, what do you mean? Okay, you know what, I'll take the hug. You know, like, I'll reciprocate.
Yeah.
Also, it's too late to be
It's too late.
like
And we
holding
were
on to
saying-
all that resentment.
Exactly. We were saying that it's their first time too.
Yeah.
It's their first
Yeah.
time too. It's their first time
And it's
navigating
hard,
life,
man.
and it's hard. So
Yeah.
it's like we can't change some things, and you know what, who cares right now in this moment, let's just try and make it the best that we can make it. And sometimes it's like being, it's so cliche, but like being the change that you want to see, like you have to embody that to receive it. And maybe when they see you being so free with love and care and affection, they may want to return that. Like see how Kelsey's saying now her family's not normally affectionate, but just seeing her inspires them to be that way.
They see your shift and then they're like, okay, you know what, like she's like this, so I can also do this. And that may not be towards you, but like somebody else in their life, or you know, like pay it forward type of thing.
Exactly. Pay it forward. That's the word. That's it.
Man,
are we growing?
We are. We are.
I love that.
You've actually changed my mindset though. I'm being so dead ass, because when I go home I'm so miserable. And I don't like being like that, because I'm at home. This is my home. Like this used to be my comfort zone. Now I go there and I'm just like, I don't want to be here. And that's not pleasant to be around. That's not pleasant to be around.
It isn't, but it's like, you know, that's why grace is so important, because you feel that way for a reason. And no, you can't, like, no matter how much love you want to pour at something, it's never going to take away the reason why you are that way. You know, things hurt, things are painful, things are hard. And unfortunately, it doesn't just go away because you've decided that, oh yeah, now I want better. So it's like you have every right to hold your feelings and have space for your feelings. But I think it's more just about a mindset change, that I can still have my feelings, but I would rather not allow them to dictate the rest of the time.
Project what you are feeling onto them.
You know?
That brings me to the next question. I didn't...
It wasn't so smooth. but I mean, it was like...
Okay, so... I was jumping. What about like when you're in your hometown? Like, do you ever feel like a stranger while you are there?
Such a stranger.
Bro.
Such a stranger.
So real. Like, I don't leave the house when I'm at home.
I don't go anywhere. Like, you cannot even... I have friends or people I still keep in contact with from my hometown, and they will always be like, oh my gosh, like you were here, and I'm like, yes I was, but it's just like I don't want to leave that little box that I'm in. Like, to me it's just like, I think I'm just like, I don't know how I would be received, how
by the people at home.
By the people at home, and just like what would we even talk about? Like what would
like there's no relation
what's
really.
there to say? You know,
I fear going to the shop around the corner, because I know there's gonna be someone that's gonna ask me for a 2 rand, and I'm like, bro, like please.
Not today.
Please.
Not today.
Do you feel like they treat you differently?
Yeah, I feel like, you know when you can tell like people are like trying to admire you, almost praise you, but you can tell that they don't mean it. Like, you know how they like,
the backhanded.
Yeah, like, oh wow.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you just like being in Cape Town.
Please.
Girl,
please keep it to yourself.
Like, I don't care enough to even
engage.
That's why it's like, I don't care. Like, I love being there, because sometimes it just reminds me of where I come from and how much work went into me getting out of there, and how much more work there is still to do. But I don't care enough to participate in those conversations, because it doesn't do anything for me but leave me feeling depleted, and leave me feeling empty, and just leave me feeling like, why did I even engage in that? You know, and sometimes people will try to put their doubts and project their fears and their like, how are you able to do this onto you? And you may not have even entered that conversation feeling that way, but you leave the conversation feeling like what the hell just happened?
And energy is so quick to transfer.
So,
and like they will project their mentalities onto you, and then all of a sudden you find yourself thinking like, am I sure?
And now all of a sudden you're doubting yourself because of that. That's why I'm just like, no, I don't need to engage in that, because
like almost shrinking yourself. And that thing, like shrinking myself, I find it happening almost naturally sometimes when I go home, because now I'm back in my own old room, and it's like I'm back to being myself from back then, and it makes me feel so small, and I hate that.
I so agree with what you said. It happens naturally. It's not like something like you tell yourself. It just happens. You find yourself responding quieter. You find yourself not responding at all.
Wait, really?
You find yourself just kind of listening and absorbing it, and you're just like, no, like this isn't me. I don't want to be a participant in shrinking myself. And it's crazy when you enter in those environments, because if you knew what was on the other side of that door, you probably wouldn't even have walked in that door.
Everything happens for a reason, man. Everything happens for a reason. There has to be some reason as to why you are engaging with this person and what they'll teach you or whatever.
Or what it will just tell you exactly, this is why we need to keep working and doing what we're doing, because we don't want to be.
And I think with that, you need to be so self-aware as well. Like after this conversation with this person that has projected their fears onto you, you need to remind yourself like, no, I'm not scared. That person is
scared.
And
I'm not in that cage or in that shallow mindset. I'm in this mindset, and I need to focus on what I've got going on. Maybe it just helps for you to just go through the things that you've done and you've achieved. Whenever somebody tries to plant those seeds of doubt in you and make you feel like, oh my gosh, just go and check on what you've done and what you've achieved, and remind yourself of who you are, not who so-and-so is trying
You're preaching right now, because I need to hear that.
Like,
I need to hear
just go and like look through what you've achieved, because I mean, you can be your own biggest motivation. Just seeing like yourself.
I want to ask you what advice you may have for someone that feels like they are stuck in their environment. Like what do you think? What do we think?
I think pivot. Anytime you feel stuck where you are, pivot, change direction. There's something my dad used to say when I was growing up. He used to say, whenever one wakes up is his morning. So if you wake up at 2 p.m., that's your morning.
So that's when it starts. That's
when things can change. So you can change your direction at any time in your life, and you don't need anybody's permission to do that. You can at any point say, I've had enough of this, I'm done with this, I want better, I want more. And
the minute you decide, that's when it happens.
Things just open up for you, because it's a declaration. It's kind of like what we were saying. Your higher self already has that
what you want,
and it's waiting for you to come on the other side. So it's like the second you say it and profess it, I want more, I want to move, I want to go to this school, I want to start this business, I want to work at this company, it will just, you will see how the world opens up to people who are brave enough to just say the things that they want. You just pivot, like change the direction that you're going in, and never ever let anybody make you feel like it's too late. It's never too late. You can do whatever you set your mind to whenever you decide to do it, because that idea, that goal was put inside you and inside your path for a reason. And so it's never gonna change, and you've just got to show up and just meet your goals and meet your dreams. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, it's too late, you're too old, you're too young, you're too this, you're too that. People are doing amazing things out there, and the only difference between us and them is that they have the confidence and the audacity. They are literally way less qualified people doing crazy, amazing things, and the only difference is that they just had the audacity to do it. They didn't wait to say, oh, I need to achieve this and do this first. They just did it.
Also, like, people like making money constraint or like a stumbling block or whatever. Like they say, like money is why they haven't done this, or they haven't done that, whatever. Like, yes, to some extent money can be a problem, but there is always something that you can do around that, so that when you do eventually get that money, then you are able to make that move or whatever.
And it kind of goes back to that old saying, it's like, if you can't do with a little, you won't be able to do with a lot.
Bro,
if you can't be resourceful with the little that you have now, when you have everything, that resourcefulness is not just gonna come because you have everything.
Yes,
it has
you have to start from the ground.
Exactly.
From the ground.
The smooth is just not happening anymore. You depleted the smooth bundle.
From the ground, because your younger self.
Guys, we have been at
and we're trying, man. So the question says, advice to your younger self. What is your advice to your younger self? I say that my confidence when I was younger was loud and it was fake, because real confidence to me is not loud. And I think the advice that I would give to my younger self is just be your natural, most authentic self, because the people that resonate with that will find you. I think this is advice to myself right now, even, like, authenticity is always going to bring me the people who are right for me. So just be. That's my take. What do you say?
Before I answer that question, I just want to say, I think we spoke about this, but it's that whatever I'm doing at this point in my life, at this age, at this place that I'm in, I'm always thinking about my younger self. In everything I do, she's with me.
You did
I
mention
carry her, and it's kind of like, I want to do things that she would think is cool. I want to be the kind of girl she would think is cool. And to answer that question, what advice would I give her? Don't change your personality. Don't think that your interests aren't cool, because they are, and you're gonna end up in your own lane, and the people that you think are cool are gonna think you're cool. So don't change. Like, I used to get teased a lot because I was such a nerd and I loved books and I loved reading and I was the most boring girl ever, but now
but all of those things serve you now.
It served me well, because thank God for being a curious kid and an inquisitive girl, because now there's nothing that I'm afraid to research, to tackle. I'm in a career, or going into a career, where that is encouraged and celebrated. To my younger self, don't change who you are trying to fit in, because the people you think are cool, they're cool because they're themselves, they're authentic, and you are going to be cool to them. You're going to be cool to yourself. You're going to be cool to a whole other subset of people you haven't even met yet. And the world is so big, and don't ever reduce yourself because of your immediate environment, because there's a whole world out there with so many possibilities, and you're going to kill it. So I would tell my younger self to not worry, don't change, be yourself, keep going for what you enjoy, and it's all gonna make sense one day. And these little things you're stressing about now, they're not even gonna mean anything or matter down the line.
This feels so nostalgic,
right?
It feels so nostalgic. Because it's like we're talking to our younger selves, but we're really talking to ourselves.
It's like you said, it's like what I needed to hear. Like, girl, do your thing and just focus on that.
And maybe somebody else needs to hear it as well.
Yeah, you guys, I am so honored that Kelsey invited me to talk about this topic more. I think it's so special. And if any of you guys had the feeling that I had when I watched her last video, I hope that this video does more for you in terms of opening up conversations. Maybe you're not ready to have those conversations with others yet, but hopefully you're able to have that conversation with yourself. And I just want you to know, girl, that we are rooting for you. And anytime you doubt yourself, just know that there are women waiting for you to open that door and for you to kick that door open. So make sure you do it.
Guys, I was just trying to figure out how we're gonna end the video off, and I was asking her, and then she says all that, like, what do you mean? But that is our video. We don't have any more topics. we were actually thinking about how deep this is for this to be our first video together, and we were just thinking about how nostalgic this is. Like, we're just two little girls just doing a little YouTube video, a YouTube channel that is this small, but we're doing big things, man.
Doing big things,
and it's only gonna get bigger, and I want you to grow with us.
Exactly.
So that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You can find Nova.
So follow me on TikTok at Nova Baby and on Instagram at Nova with 2 underscores.
Okay. I didn't know that you actually made it Nova Baby.
Yeah, it's Nova Baby.
Wait, I thought I've been calling you that as a nickname.
That's my name, Nova Baby.
I've been calling you that.
Have,
I thought I started that.
Girl, that's my handle. It's Nova Baby. I love it.
I thought I was special.
I love it.
Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you've made it to the end of the video, you're a real one.
Real one.
Yeah.